Hi, my name is Sam Moore. I'm the new Director of Projects here at the Marks Group. So moving forward, we're going to be approaching our webinars a little differently. We're going to move from a one-off to a more productive series-based webinar structure, where we have a series of 4 webinars, and each webinar's topic streamlines the segue into the next, starting with a base overview webinar that showcases what real-world problems we're going to solve for and what solutions we're going to implement to solve them. Now, this all starts with today's webinar, From Chaos to Control, Unifying Your Business Apps with Zoho. So in this first webinar of the series, I'm going to walk you through the 3 pillars that every business needs a solution for to be successful or to scale to the next level. Now, with our last webinar, we covered using Zoho CRM for mastering your sales process and revenue generation. Our next webinar is going to be held on October 23rd and is named Pipeline to Profit, Mastering Zoho's Seamless Quote-to-Cash Process Using Zoho CRM and Zoho Books. Next, on December 4th, comes Customers for Life, Building a Unified Customer Service Hub Utilizing Zoho CRM and Zoho Desk. And finally, on January 15th, 2026, we have Insight to Impact, turning Zoho CRM, Zoho Books, and Zoho Desk into educated decisions using Zoho Analytics. So first, I just kind of want to go over the Zoho architecture. This is your big picture. We've already covered Zoho CRM. This is your revenue and sales engine. We have in the bottom left, Zoho Books. This is your financial source of truth. The bottom right, we have Zoho Desk. This is going to be your customer support hub. And finally, we have Zoho Analytics. This wraps everything together. This is where you're going to derive actionable insight from that can be used to make educated decisions as to how you can better run your business. All right, so first I want to build some context and cover why teams feel disconnected in the first place. Now, the first issue is manual and duplicate entry of data, which causes delays and errors. And next is support blind spots during all phases of a business, from sales to service delivery life cycles. Now, these issues cause bottlenecks in a business's processes and throughput, resulting in cash coming in slower than it should, or not as quickly as some business owners even realize it could be. So now that we know what disconnect looks like, some of its causes and its negative downstream effects, next I'd like to cover what unified should look like. Now, first, a company that's comprised of unified teams has one workflow from quote to cash to service or product delivery. A great analogy is food at a restaurant. One of my mentors, who was the owner and head chef of a restaurant I worked for, once told me that consistency is key and there needs to be a standardized way of making every last item on their menu. Now, he drilled into my head that everything needed to be cooked by every single cook that ever stepped on that line in that one standardized way of cooking things, because with a word-of-mouth business, he can't have people saying that you shouldn't be going to his restaurant on Sunday as opposed to a Tuesday because the food just doesn't taste the same on Sundays. All right, so next, a unified business has one view of the customer across all teams and departments. This one view is the business's source of truth. No matter what data your team needs, they should be able to easily and efficiently access and identify that data. Whether it's all the different contacts for an account, what each of those contacts' roles are, or who at that company they need to contact and for what, or even just simply having easy visibility on outstanding tasks and deliverables related to that account that are now past due. So finally, a unified company has one alert stream for all key events and milestones in their sales and service or product delivery life cycles. Whether an account is transitioning from sales to finance and invoicing, or from finance and invoicing to service or product delivery, There are always key stakeholders in those client handoffs that need to be notified of these changes and events the second they occur to be able to efficiently do their job. By having a mapped out standard operating procedure as to how your team should handle these client handoffs, by having automated notification streams, you can ensure that nothing gets missed or falls through the cracks. All right, so in our second webinar, Pipeline to Profit, Mastering Zoho's Seamless Quote-to-Cash Process using Zoho CRM and Zoho Books, what problems are we going to solve for? Well, the first problem that we're going to solve for is double entry between Zoho Books and Zoho CRM. Now, this problem causes wasted time and the potential for inconsistent records. Having to enter data twice, once in CRM and again in Zoho Books, not only doubles the amount of time that your team spends on entering information, it also doubles the risk of clerical errors in the process. Now, circling back around to our restaurant analogy, bad information in means bad information out. If a waiter or waitress takes a customer's order incorrectly, it doesn't matter how well your cooks prepare that meal, because in the end, the customer is still going to receive something that's not what that customer asked for. The second thing is pricing and tax mistakes. This one's pretty obvious. Nobody wants to be accidentally discounting their product or services by 50%, or even worse, getting audited by the IRS. Now, the final problem we're going to solve for in this webinar is a slow billing process. The more data your team needs to manually enter, the slower your business processes from quote to cash and cash to service delivery are going to be. Now, without standardizing and automating as much of this workflow as possible, your cash flow will forever and permanently be bottlenecked. So now that we know what problems we're going to solve for, what are we going to learn in this second webinar that will help us solve these problems? The first thing you're going to learn is how to properly configure the built-in Zoho CRM to Zoho Books two-way sync integration. Now, this will allow quotes in CRM to become sent invoices in Zoho Books without having to enter that data twice, once within CRM and once within Zoho Books. This will also include mapping key fields and setting up a unified product and tax catalog. That way, that will be two-way synced between the two platforms so that changes in one platform are instantly reflected in the other. Now, we're also going to cover setting up an automated close one process. This automated process, upon closing a deal, will automatically create the customer in Zoho Books, generate the invoice for the deal from the quote that you've created, automatically send online payment links, and automatically route approvals. Now, all these automated processes combined will help your company prevent rogue discounts, save time wasted on redundant data entry, and eliminate the risk of clerical errors posed by double entry. Now finally, we're going to be covering how to integrate the two platforms in a way that helps you better monitor surface finance directly within CRM. This includes showing invoices and payment status on both the deal and account levels, triggering automated follow-up tasks, and finally, creating a simple DSO mini dashboard to help gain better visibility and speed up your collections process. All right, so the third webinar in the series, Customers for Life, Building a Unified Customer Service Hub Utilizing Zoho CRM and Zoho Desk. So the first problem that we're going to solve for is support activity being siloed outside of CRM. So without having easy access to all historical engagement with the client in one unified ecosystem or view, support reps are forced to make calls without context on previous service outages or support escalations. This directly causes uninformed support reps, awkward conversations, and surprise or unexpected client churn risk. Now, the second problem we're going to solve for are fragmented handoffs from one rep or department to another. This causes customers to have to repeat themselves, commitments that get lost, resolution times that are stretched, and it sacrifices your support rep's ability to be able to adequately support your customers within the timelines outlined by your SLAs and or service level agreements. And finally, we're going to solve for not having a centralized and integrated support hub. Without this, support reps have no easy way of tracking shared customer health signals or trackable metrics regarding customer sentiment directly within CRM. Now, without these metrics, teams can't prioritize renewals or ticket escalations based on ticket severity or SLA status. As a result, churn risk stays hidden with no actionable data to base educated decisions off of in terms of how to address these issues in the present or prevent these risks from occurring again in the future. So it's great that we know how or why your business has support bottlenecks, but you still don't know how we're going to solve for these issues. So first, I'm going to walk you through how to directly integrate Zoho CRM with Zoho Desk, and this will enable your support reps to see live tickets on the account, contact, and deal levels. This includes configuring related lists, support rep roles and permissions, and mapping out a two-way sync between key fields within the two platforms. I'm going to also show you how to build a closed-loop handoff system. This will enable your support reps to easily log issues from Desk to CRM or vice versa, automatically create CRM tasks and notes from Zoho Desk updates, and how to create automated SLA-based escalations and ownership rules so that nothing falls through the cracks. Finally, we're going to cover setting up roll-up customer health metrics that are tracked directly within CRM, as this will allow your support teams to track tickets, this will allow your support team to track ticket count and severity at all levels, breaches in your SLA and or service level agreements that you've promised to your clients, and will help you set up CSAT metrics tracked with fields that can be used to create comprehensive dashboards and list views to help your team prioritize renewals, support ticket escalations, and trigger playbooks. By playbooks, for example, I mean a risk to success plan playbook for efficiently dealing with common issues, or a recovery to upsell playbook that helps your support reps properly educate your customers on packages and offerings you may have that directly relate to their situation at hand. All right. Finally, we have insight to impact, turning Zoho CRM, Zoho Books, and Zoho Desk metrics into educated decisions with Zoho Analytics. Now, problems we'll solve for include data being shared across CRM, Books, and Desk. Now, what this causes is spreadsheet wrangling and having all of your reporting metrics input within manually generated spreadsheets. This causes stale numbers and metrics that don't automatically update when data is changed within your systems, and no single source of truth for KPIs like DSO, ARR, or annual recurring revenue, or CSAT scores. Now, another problem we're going to solve for are inconsistent metric definitions and siloed views between your teams or departments. This problem causes wasted time over execs debating whose numbers or metrics are correct, instead of debating which are the right educated decisions to make based on already verified data because you have no governed KPI dictionary or verified lineage of where those metrics are coming from. And finally, we'll cover dashboards and reports that don't drive action. These cause limited drill down, no proactive alerts, and having no closed loops back to CRM data or tasks completed by our teams or data that can be tied to specific processes. In layman's, what this means is your insights aren't associated with and in turn can't help make educated decisions that you can change so that harmful day-to-day behavior within your business doesn't continue to happen. All right, now how are we going to fix these problems? Well, first, we'll connect and model reports on data captured between Zoho CRM, Zoho Books, and Zoho Desk into a single governed source of truth. We'll use joins and lookups, date calendars to track key metrics, and shared KPI glossaries covering metrics such as your DSO, annual recurring revenue, CSAT metrics and/or customer satisfaction scores, and finally your customer acquisition cost to lifetime value ratio. Then I'm going to also show you how you can compartmentalize access to this information through role-based access rules. We're going to also cover building decision-ready dashboards with drill-throughs and funnels that track process metrics such as pipeline to invoice and invoice to collection timelines, or for your support teams, things like ticket to renewal health timelines. Plus, we'll cover setting up scheduled emails, automated reports, and threshold alerts that are sent to your teams via email, Zoho Click, or any other internal comms channels you may use. Now finally, we're going to cover setting up operational insights directly within CRM by setting up write-back segments and flags sent to CRM, setting up automated SLA and support metric-based and triggered follow-up tasks for your support teams, and finally setting up refresh cadences and generating shareable views for both your exec teams and your frontline team. So in the end, what does unification buy you? It's going to buy you many returns on investment that may seem small at first, but will add up to sizable amounts in your year-end returns and will only grow and scale into even larger amounts along with your business as it grows. Your first return on investment is going to be time back. And by time back, I mean money saved on unnecessary unbillable hours through eliminating retyping and the need for your team to enter information twice. Now, through eliminating time wasted on inefficient and manual handoffs, and finally, just a smoother and overall faster process for going from deal to quote, from quote to invoicing, invoicing to service delivery, and finally service delivery to continual improvement and seamless customer service operations. Now, the next thing you're going to gain is cash in your pocket sooner. By creating automatically generated invoices from quotes and automated payment links upon a deal status changing to close one, you're going to shave days off of your DSO. And finally, probably the most important ROI you'll gain is actionable visibility and insights. You'll now have a 360-degree view on the status of all deals across your sales teams, visibility on every ticket and customer issue across your whole entire support team, and dynamic reports to track finance across all of your accounts and departments directly within CRM. This means fewer surprises from the deal level all the way to the service delivery and actionable insights to base educated decisions off of so your business can continually improve. Now, if you stick with us through all 3 of the following webinars in the series and actively implement the practices we're going to show you, you'll be not just 1, but 3 steps closer to achieving goals for your business you didn't even know were possible. In the meantime, I will drop a link in the webinar chat where you can request a free consultation with me directly. And if you're watching this after the fact over on our YouTube channel, it should be in the video description as well as a pinned message in the comment section below. Until next time, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you soon.